All right, here we're moving into something called the absolute values. We're looking at how to do these on our calculator, basically is what's going to happen. And so by definition, if we have f of x minus g of x, the absolute value of that, we're going to have g of x minus f of x if f of x is less than g of x. And we're going to have f of x minus g of x if f of x is greater than or equal to g of x. So basically, our f and g are both continuous over the interval from a to b, whatever that interval is. Then the area bounded by the graphs of f of x and g of x for that region is given exactly by area equals integral from a to b of f of x minus g of x, absolute value. And so the absolute value again is denoted absolute value of x. And so that's why, we have kind of one of them's positive, then the other one's the opposite. And that's kind of what we have here. So it's negative x if x is less than 0, and it's positive x if x is greater than or equal to 0. So what we're going to do is, again, this case, it says use the graphing calculator specifically. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to find the area to two decimal places bounded by the graphs of f of x equals x to the fourth minus 10x squared and g of x equals x cubed minus 5 from negative 4 to 4. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from, again, a to b of the absolute value of f of x minus g of x absolute value dx. So that's what we're going to do. So it's going to go from a negative 4 to 4, absolute value of x to the fourth minus 10x squared minus, and then we have x cubed minus 5. And if we want, we can put that in parentheses as well. And that's not that kind of a bar anymore. We're using absolute values and dx. So that's what we're going to plug into our calculator. So moving over to the calculator. Let's clear that out. Math, and we'll do number 9. And we said we're going from a negative 4 to a positive 4. And now we want math, and we want absolute value. So that's right here, ABS. And so now we just take what we have. So we had x to the fourth, remember to arrow down, and it was minus a 10x squared. And then we had minus, and then we had it, and now I'm just changing the signs. I'm taking off the parentheses. So what I'm doing is I remember we had x cubed minus 5, but we had a minus that, so it becomes plus that. So that's what I'm going to type into the calculator, so it's just easier for me to type in. And so that's going to be x to the third, remember to arrow down, and then it's going to be plus 5, and then we have our dx. And hopefully, now, because it's absolute value, it's going to take a while. That's one key thing to think about when you're doing these. It might take a little longer than normal. And we get 170.64. And we wanted it to two decimal places. And so 170.64 and whatever our units are squared since it's area. So we haven't actually showed any units in anything, but that's what our answer would be as far as that one goes. All right, so let's stop there and come back for another one.